So we're going to begin, and it's a sunny day in Seattle. This is awesome. It helps a lot when we have the sunny days, and here we go. So sitting comfortably, put my hair back. Sitting comfortably. If you've been sitting for a little while, you might want to straighten your legs and then cross once again. And we're going to interlace fingers and press palms up and lengthen. I think you'll like today's class. It's hard to describe it. There's a little of everything. Breathe in, look upward, and arms out to the sides, hands behind the back, and roll the shoulders back. What I could say about today's class is at the end, just before Shavasana, there's kind of a meditative sitting pose, which I think you'll really like, and it's kind of special. So when we go there, I'll explain it. And then release. So we're coming forward. Any way you want to be here, you're coming forward. Maybe you can really lower. Perhaps you rest your head on a block. Your back will be a little rounded. So from time to time, extend your back, look up, and then fold forward again. Press up, extend the legs, and reverse. Lengthen. Exhale forward, lower your head, and breathe. And release. So extending the legs. What I'm going to do after we're done, I'm going to send out, I don't know if I really did it before. So sending out the YouTube channel that Seattle Athletic Club has, because not everyone has Facebook. And you can see all the posted videos. So you could do this class again and again. There's all the classes are on there on the Seattle Athletic Club YouTube channel. Yeah. So you're lowering your head. Now you've got soles of the feet together. Some of you are more open. You'll find, wow, okay, I can slip my hand underneath and your palms are facing up, lowering your head and bring your head towards your feet. Going to lengthen and extend. So at this point, you might need your strap. And what did Joyce Major call it? Did you call it yoga paraphernalia? I think you did. Did I actually hear that? Or am I making that up? Okay, so you're going to take your strap. That's good. It's a good thing to have. This is the time to go ahead and invest in your block and your strap. Buy online, buy your mats. If you don't have them, just, I think we're going to want them at Seattle Athletic Club. Here you are. So it's a form, one form of boat, but now you're really working on balance and your flexibility. Okay, we're going to release, take the soles of the feet together, come forward, lower your head. Oh, somehow I'm a little more open here. We're going to come up again, same thing. Maybe you're using your strap, or maybe this time you've wrapped index finger, middle finger around the big toes, and you extend. The name of this pose is Meru Dandasana. Meru is same root of the word meridian, Meru. It is spinal balance pose. The spine is the meridian. Breathing in. Exhale. Release. Oh, soles of the feet together. Lengthen your spine. Shift your weight forward. I think Wally knows what's coming up next. Come up. Navasana. Our English word Navy, naval officer. Navy has to do with Navasana, Nava, the word for boat. So you're extending, Sanskrit word. So you could push out through the ball of the foot. You could release. Extend, inhale, exhale through the mouth. One more breath in, exhale, good, and release. Lengthen the spine, good work. So we'll have these movements here where it's kind of like windshield wiper, but we're from a seated position. So you have your feet are wide as your mat, and you go side to side. Easy, but it's nice. It kind of helps you build your confidence, right? And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to turn around because you know what my feet are doing. And then that way you can kind of see what I'm doing as I turn. So drop your knees to, say, to the right, turn, turn, turn. Your left hip is going to be up. Your hands are helping you to lengthen. And then drop down onto your elbows. Look down so you don't strain your neck. You're definitely in a twist here. And maybe you can walk your hands to the right side of your mat and breathe. Exhale. So my legs are not overlapping. Come up, do that for the second side. Let your knees fall left. Shift. Bring your arms across. Shift more to the center. And you extend. And many of you are fine, coming right onto your elbows. And then walk your hands towards the left side of the mat. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. One more version of this. Come on up. Take your knees right. Twist. Now I shift. So I always shift my pelvis so I stay center of the mat. And on this one, I'm going to extend my lower leg. So when I extend the leg, I want to flex the ankle. And maybe I'm going to reach for the foot. Okay. Pretty sure you can see that. And you might say, oh no, I need a strap. It's okay. If you have that strap handy, use the strap, or hand to foot or not. And some of you can lower your head more. Breath in, exhale, and I will, and I know it's kind of hard because you probably started facing the screen and now you're probably facing the wall behind you. I turn to look at the screen. But one kind of odd way to do this is I could actually drop down, I look at the foot and I reach for it. My lower leg, my back leg, knee is bent. Come up. Let's take it the other direction. Turn, go over, twist, shift more center, coming down, and then we're going to extend. So once again, as you extend, maybe you can reach, maybe you need a strap, especially if you have long legs, and some of you can drop down and you turn your head towards the straight leg. I kind of like being upright because I can work my shoulder more. I can work the twist more deeply. Exhale, release. So we're coming onto our backs, okay? So that is, I have two mats set up this time, trying out something out. So here you are, you're on your backs and it's same, it's windshield wiper, feet are wide and your knees go side to side, just kind of releasing. You've been, you've been sitting upright. So now like your shoulders are down and you're trying to get your thigh, like your outside thigh touches down, inside knee pressing down. Next time you go right, drop your knees down. It's up to you. Maybe you can place your right foot on left thigh. Take hold of your left wrist, lengthen the left side of your body. So you're kind of arched right now. The front of your body is long and left body goes off the mat. Breath in, exhale, release. Feet are wide, knees come across, and extend your right arm, extending and stretch the whole right side of your body. If you want, left foot on right thigh. Breathing in. Exhale. Beautiful. And release. And then once you release, we have bridge. So as you press up, we'll extend. So you're pressing up. Now, like I want to look, before I go any further, I want to make sure, like you can look at the screen, see what's going on, but when you go into this pose, you want to look up at the ceiling. Clasp your hands, tuck your shoulders underneath you. Create a high bridge. Breath in. Exhale. Consistently work the pose, your feet working strongly, pushing down into the mat. Release, come out. And I love that pose. How could it be so simple and such a great posture? You can pull knees into chest and then grab hold of your feet. Again, simple pose. How could it be so wonderful? Your knees are wide, your low back really relaxed, stretched. Breath in. Exhale. This pose is really nice for people who have trouble with the squats because of your knees or your hip joints. This is much more gentle, let's say, for your joints. So releasing, we're going to do bridge one more time. What I would like you to do is to watch for a moment, so you don't have to look at the screen while you're trying to do this. 2 ways to do this, okay? One is more like, let's say we go from basic to intermediate to more advanced, okay? Need more space. So one is, basic is what you just did. And you're like, yep, that's where I'm gonna go. Intermediate, you take one leg up, you extend, you're holding, and then you would switch. You would do the other side. More advanced, your hands come underneath you, and it's not hurting you because you have the lift. If you don't have the lift, it's too much on the wrist. And you take one leg, you come over. I know some of you can do this. The other leg joins. The other leg comes up. You come over, and then you lead. Left foot leading. Left leg back. And it's like a game, okay? So you might have watched it and go, yeah, I'll try that tomorrow. Okay, so let's come up and do the version that works for you, okay? I'm going to choose leg up in the air because, believe it or not, that one is the most challenging for me. So I'm taking I'm doing that road. I'm taking the trail that presents more of a challenge to the other side, if you have it. When you are done, I'm not rushing you, but when you're done, you're going to come out, rest your back for a moment, pull right knee to chest, stretch the lower leg. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lift your head. Maybe you can bring your hand to your shin bone. Some of you can hold your foot as you bring your head to knee. And then other side. So you're extending one leg, pulling knee in, go towards shin bone, exhale, lifting your head, maybe even reaching for your foot, and breathe. Good, and release. So we're going to come up to sitting. And as you come up to sitting, you might need your extra knee padding. See, that might be something else when we do go back to the gym, is that you might be bringing your own blanket. Some have, I would recommend, if you're gonna buy mats, buy a thick mat, buy a really thick mat, and maybe you don't need any knee padding with your thick mat. So as you're here, round into your back, inhale, arch. Exhale, round, tuck your chin in. Inhale, look up. Now, thread through. So one arm, left or right, I'm taking my left. Reach up, extend, and thread through. As you thread through, bring your shoulder down, side of your head down. Your helper hand could be pushing, could be extending. Some like to take the arm back. What I like to do is push, and the leg closest to the screen now, the leg that I can see extends. Some need a strap, some can reach and hold the foot, and it's like a game of Twister. Look up and breathe. Yeah, see if you can look up at your ceiling. It's not every day that you look up at your own ceiling. And press up. Before second side, we're going to go back to downward facing dog. So your hands are spread wide. Press on back. Extend and pedal. Bend one knee. Press opposite heel down. Back and forth. Work through your calves. Work through your ankles. Nice. Extend, tailbone reaching up. Your arms are long. Come to upward. You could do plank if you prefer, or maybe you can go into upward facing dog, knees up or knees down. Down is easier. Breath in. Exhale. Press back. Bring your hands back by your heels. Lower your head and breathe. Second side of threading the needle. From the hands and knees, one arm comes up. It's my right arm. Reach up and twist. Thread through. Your head comes down, your shoulder comes down. You're twisting. Do the same variation you did on side one. And breathe. You should be able to breathe into your back, into the space between shoulder blades. Release, come out. So the counter pose this time is, it's just going to be like from tabletop, just kind of make a fist, press your hands in, round into your back. Inhale, arch, round into your back. Inhale, arch. And then from here, we have tiger. So think of this, right arm, left leg. At first, you're just gonna look down. So you're trying to make this, I don't wanna collapse too much. I wanna just be holding steady. Reverse, hand, opposite leg, extending, and breathe. Steady, inhale, exhale, and release. Right arm, left leg, or the other side for you. And you're going to draw your elbow into knee. And inhale, extend, look up, arch your back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, extend. Now, opposite, you could keep doing that, or maybe you reach opposite hand, opposite foot. You kick the leg back. It's like a bow. Look forward, balance, or you continue the previous step. Release. Make fists. Press, round your back. Tuck your chin in. And we have a second side. Extend. And elbow to knee. See if you can be very steady. Extend. Elbow to knee. You can stay with that movement or reach hand to back foot and see if you can kick, raise the leg, look ahead of you. So if my left arm is reaching the foot, then the left pectoral muscle stretching. Breath in, exhale. Beautiful. Release, make fists, round into your back. We're going to curl toes under. We'll end up at the back end of the mat with a forward bend. So take a moment here to bring your hands to your elbows and stretch. Deep breath in, exhale. One more breath in, exhale. To release, come on up and take your arms up into the air, palms touching. I'll adjust the screen. Let's see. Okay. So as we're standing, I made it. Yeah, that's fine. You're going to take hold of one wrist and side bend. Feet are together, side bending, breath in, exhale. You should be able to move your head. Release the arms. Take the arms down, stretching. Other side, extend, breath in. Let your arm come over, lengthen. So when your arm comes over one side, your pelvis will shift opposite. Breath in. Exhale. Release. Come back to center, lowering, and breathe. Good. So we have another movement that a posture. I call it the rocket pose, the rocket pose. So basically you take one leg over the other, and you don't want your feet apart. You really want the outer feet to be together, kind of like like a seam. And then your hand, if that's my right leg in front of the other, my left arm is in front of the other, and I turn so that my palms can clap and the palms are flat against each other. You could cross one thumb over the other. I don't. I just have my palms together. And then your arms come up. Now I have to work around my earbuds. So here I go. I lengthen, and I don't squeeze your ears. You won't hear me. Go past your ears. See if you can really go past your ears. Look forward. There's your rocket. So what I'm trying not to do is sink into my back. I want to be a rocket. And what we're going to work with two ways of breathing. So look straight ahead of you. Everything is strong. I'm going to have you take a breath in. Hold the breath in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Tighten your legs, tighten your glutes, tighten your abdominals. Exhale. Release. Do the same thing again, same leg. Okay, so right leg over the other, left arm over the other, palms are together. So why? Because I forgot to say when you inhale, hold the breath in. Okay, so here we go. Breath in and hold. As you're holding, tighten everything up, and we're going to do the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing. So when you release, I'd like you to purse your lips like what is that, like Father Wind? I don't know, Sister Wind. You're just letting that air out through pursed lips. Okay, let's do the other side. So recross. The breathing is different this time, okay? I'll guide you through. If I'm talking through it, I'm probably not doing the breathing 100% because I'm guiding you. So we'll do it twice here too. So you're crossed over, you're squeezing everything together. You're tightening your glutes, you're tightening your core. Everything is like strong. You're like this elastic rubber band that's just been stretched. And right wrist over the other, right? Opposites, palms together. Reach up, try to go past your ears. Squeeze, it's like being hugged. You're hugging yourself, okay? Can't hug others, you're hugging yourself. Breath in. Exhale and hold the exhalation. Hold all the air out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. That's really hard to hold and talk. So we're going to do it again. Remember, if your left leg is over the other, right wrist. I know I keep repeating, but it's super important because this is good for brain plasticity too. So inhale, breathe in, exhale, and then hold your breath out. Everything is tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. So it does feel like a rocket. Okay. So I'm hoping that when we do these, that you feel a surge of heat, because pranayama work is like, it's very intense. So we're going to come into a squat as a counter pose. Your squat might be modified. Maybe you sit on a block, or you're able to come down quite a ways. And when you come into your squat, just take a moment and breathe. Some of you can do crow. So if you want to do crow, please come into crow. And what I would say is, some of you are staying in your squat, some of you are going into crow. Let's say that crow is really kind of scary. I was going to say terrorizes you, because sometimes it's scary if you think, I'm going to fall. One way of practicing would be to have a block, bring your feet up on the block, and see what it's like to bear weight on your arms. At least you're practicing. It sometimes just doesn't work with the wrists. Some of you can take off, okay? Come on out, straighten the legs. It's fine if you're not attempting crow. I have to challenge everybody. And now we have the wood chopper's breath. It's a pranayama. And so you have your feet wide as your mat. Your arms are locked out. And this time your fingers are interlaced because you are wielding the axe. Your feet are wide. Really, this is not how one chops wood, but we'll call it the wood chopper's breath because that's what it's called, wood chopper's pranayama. We're going to breathe in through the nose. You're going to exhale through your mouth, and it's going to sound like it's an exhalation in 3 parts. It's one exhalation chopped up. Okay, so, and then I'll guide you through. Okay, so inhale through the nose, reach the arms up, hold the breath in as you look up, as you arch, exhale through the mouth, bend your knees. So hold this just for a moment so you know your knees are soft, everything else just you're hanging from your hip hinge, your neck is relaxed, eyes are open all the time. Inhale through the nose, hold. Exhale. Oh, one more cord of wood here. Inhale. Exhale. Come up. Lengthen. Stand in mountain. Breath in. Exhale. So we're going to try the squat again. Let's see. Maybe you're like, oh, I'll give crow a go. So you could modify. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm going to stay here. Maybe you come to your crow, and maybe you'll try that trick of bringing your feet onto a block. So you don't have to try this, right? So you're breathing in, exhale, and coming out. Pressing up, good, and breathing. So now we have our feet wide, and there's a series here of movements that are all about hip. So I'll just bring that there. Some will be really happy to have a block, especially if your hip joints are tight. So if that is the case, you would have, your block would be by your foot, okay? And maybe you have 2 blocks, will be one on each side because we go from side to side. Now my foot turns towards the corner. So it's not turned all the way over like it would be in triangle. It's going to be slightly like shifting towards the front corner of this mat that I can see. All right. You're going to come over and it's step by step. So maybe you're like, bringing one hand down. You can use your block or bring your hand down. So just see what's going on here. Breathing in. Exhale. Press up, turn, and bend the knee. I'm trying to have a 90 degree, and come down. So we always start easy. Some of you are like, oh, I want to go further. So you do. You can go further right away. Come up, shift. Now, if I want to go further, I'm going to go wider with my feet. I'm going to drop down. And you could do what you did before, or your fingertips down or palms down. And you're lowering your head, let your head relax. Press up, your hand can press onto the knee, come up. Inhale, exhale, shift. Lower your head and breathe. 2 more. 3rd round here. Coming over. What could change? Maybe what changes is that the one hand slips behind the leg, and who knows, maybe you could bend your elbows. Woo, some can drop the elbow down. Wherever you're at, you're releasing the back of your neck and breathe. Press up, come up, and 2nd side. Drop down, hand behind. Maybe you can wedge the shoulder under the knee. Some can drop down on the elbow. Breath in. Exhale. Press on up. I think you knew where this was going. Extended side angle. So now this is the 4th variation, right? So the foot points now. It's not to the corner. It's really towards that back end. I'm going to go fairly wide. I can start out Virabhadrasana 2, power pose, and come over. So we can have the arms straight up in the air, arm up over ear, hand reaching down, and extend and breathe. Take a moment. Instead of your arm being forward, can you bring it by your ear? Can you bring it back? Come out, push foot into the mat. We'll do our counter pose at the very end and adjust. So now your foot turns and you're going to bend your knee. A brief warrior 2, breathe in, exhale. Elbow on knee is one way, or hand to ankle. See what is possible. Breath in, be patient with your body. Give yourself notice if your arm is forward. Can you bring your arm alongside ear or further back? And release. Come on up. So the counter pose is a forward fold. And I'll just show it right from where I'm at. So you're lowering. Sometimes the blocks come in handy. I like my hands right onto my upper thigh. I can push my thighs back and then drop the hands down. So walk your hands forward, lower your head, stretch your back, your legs. Notice your breathing. Keep your right hand where it is. Your left hand will thread under the right. Your left hand's going to reach for your right knee, ankle, foot. You never know. You're rotating. So in my case, I'm looking towards the bookshelf. My head is dropped down. My left shoulder is lower than the right. And breathe. Inner thigh stretch. Press up. Take your hands onto your low back. Come up. It's nice to just kind of take a moment. Let's stand in mountain. We can go to second side in a moment. Breathing in. Exhale. So these quiet poses really give you ample time to look inside, to see the changes. This is always about awareness, mindfulness. Let's come to the second side so that next time you're in mountain, you're going to feel very aligned. So we come forward, lowering, lowering. And walk your hands forward, send your sits bones back, lower your head, elongate your spine. Now leave your left hand where it is. Right hand will go underneath the left. Reach for your left foot. Maybe you can't reach. Maybe you're reaching for the floor. It's okay. And wherever you're at, lower your head, twist towards your left. Feel a deep stretch on the right inner thigh. You can bend your knees, of course. Release, press up, hands to low back, walking the feet closer in. And when you come up to standing, take hands to heart. Stand in mountain, eyes can be open or closed. Breath in. Exhale. Tree. We have tree pose. So for tree, left or right, shouldn't matter. Yes, using a wall is fine. And this is what I like to say. I rather see, rather than holding something, I actually rather see the knee pressing into something so that your hands are free. So at least you're working more towards liberating yourself from the wall. How's that? So here we go. Foot comes up. Look out a window. Look at a real tree. And breathe. This is a real tree, right? This is what we're doing. We are becoming the tree. So extending and breathe. Make sure you're looking ahead of you. Don't look at the floor. Look forward. Find that drishti point. Lower the arms, lower the leg. Stand for a moment in mountain. Breath in. Exhale. And we have the other side. So when I release the leg, I don't want to collapse. So I want to try to keep this length by engaging abdominals so that I'm not collapsing in the standing legs hip. And hands are to heart. Hands up overhead, arms together. You can keep the palms together or separate. I'm keeping my hands together today. Find a focal point and breathe. Sometimes balance is better at home. It's amazing without having a bunch of people around you and people wavering, and then your drishti point, everything is calm near you. Breathe in. Exhale. Release the arms out to the sides, down, and take your hands to your heart center and breathe. We have a twist, and it is prayer balance twist. So stepping to the front of your mat, I'm going to keep my right leg forward so I can turn towards the screen. So I'm going to say right leg forward, left foot back. If you want to go a different way, that's fine. To make this easier, your back knee is down. More intense, the back leg is extended. Look ahead of you, left arm comes up, left elbow across the right knee. You're going to really twist, move from your belly. Instead of hands to shoulder, try to take your hands to your heart. There are 3 places to look. You can look at your right foot, you can look at the screen, you can look past your right elbow and breathe. I like looking at the screen. It's looking in this direction helps me align. You have to find a way to breathe. It's a pretty deep twist. Release and step forward. Once you're forward, you're in a forward fold. Feet can be hip distance apart, hands to elbows, and stretch. Knees can be soft or extended. Soften the knees, come on up, extend, reach, and hands to heart center. Second side, you reverse. So left leg is forward, right leg back. Do the variation you did on side 1. Make sure you have a 90-degree bend. Right arm will swing up. Deep breath in. You have space to breathe here. Now you're coming across. Elbow will hook across the outside knee. Palms will be together instead of shoulders. Taking your hands to your heart and breathing. Lengthen the spine. You can look straight ahead of you or look past your elbow. Deep breath in. Exhale. Nice. Unwind. Come to your forward fold. That's your counter pose. Bring your feet down. Counter poses help you reestablish balance. So oftentimes they are symmetrical. In this case, symmetrical, and your spine can unwind. Soften the knees. Bring the arms up into the air, palms touch, and hands to heart center. Good work. So one more in this, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling as a category of poses that have to do with strength, with twist, with breathing in a pose. So you don't have to have a block, okay? If you have a block, grab it. If not, it's fine. You could do this without a block. And I'm going to start by holding the block. This is balance, and it is definitely a yoga stabilization move, but I watched Ruth Bader Ginsburg do this with her trainer. She rocks. She's got weights, and I don't know if she's still doing it, but I think the video is probably about 9 months old or a year old. Anyway, she's so inspiring. And if you can see her workout, there are several workouts. You can see them online on YouTube. Great. So if balance is not so good, your foot is down. If you can, your foot is up. You're going to hold your block. Take a breath in. Bend your standing knee. Come down. Bring the block down. Straighten your leg. Straighten the back leg. Woohoo! You're in a form of warrior 3. Bend your knee. Press the block or hands to heart center. Take your arms up into the air. Look straight ahead of you. Come down. Now, challenge is maybe you'll bring the block down and bring your hands to your heart center. Extend your back leg. Beautiful. Grab your block. Come on up. Now, kick your leg forward. Take your arms up and breathe. Use your core and release. Drop down into a squat. Modify or come all the way down. Breathing in. Exhale. Oh yeah, RBG does like about 10 of those. Come on up. And other side. So the other leg, ideally, it's not going to touch down. Okay, we're not doing 10. We're just doing, it's the quality, not the quantity. Okay, so you're going to drop down, bend your standing leg, bring your hand down, press into the block, extend the back leg, square your pelvis, extend your back. Go for intensity, bend the knee, press the block to your heart. Knee comes forward, arms come up, breathing in. Exhale, block comes down, block comes all the way down. We're gonna let it go, bring your hands to your heart, extend the back leg, breathe in. You can do this. Bring your block back to your heart center or hands to heart. Block up, extend your leg, breathe in, lower, and squat. We'll come right down to a squat and breathing. Take a moment here. 2, breath in, exhale. Well, so before we take it down, what I would like to do is kind of an inverted pose. So it could be that you do downward facing dog. That is fine. It could be that you have a wall. You're going to do like half handstand where you walk your legs up the wall. Some of you would do a headstand. I'm going to walk my feet on the sofa, which is kind of low and it's kind of soft, but it works. So you could watch, you could do. Some of you know already, you're like, oh, I love this. Okay. So let's just say that, I'll show this so you don't have to watch and do. So somewhere to say, I'll do downward facing dog. Maybe you're going to take one leg up. Maybe you really do have a wall. You can take your leg up the wall. Okay. You would do that both sides. Or I'm by a wall, a sofa, and I'm going to walk my feet up. So some of you are kicking up into a full-on inverted pose. That's fine. But right here, I'm trying to stack my weight over my arms. And maybe one leg will come up. Whatever you have, it cannot move. So this sofa should not move. That would not be very nice. Okay, so I want you to try yours. Breathe in. I wish I could see you. Maybe you're like, I'll sit like Fran sitting. Okay, maybe you already did it and you're really happy. So after, take your time. Some of you are very strong. You're coming into this. Others are like, oh, I'm going to do my downward facing dog here. Okay. What I would like to do when you are done is you'll come to sitting. And I want to do some kind of arch. We did bridge earlier. So you could have a block under your heart center. You could have a bolster, a rolled blanket. I'm going to show with a rolled blanket because I think many of you have a blanket nearby. Live in the Pacific Northwest, you have a blanket. Some of you are coming in from New York, you got a blanket. California, I bet you have a blanket. And then, so I think we have 2 Californians with us and 1 New Yorker. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe others are somewhere else. I don't know where you're at. And most of you are in the Seattle area. So block, bolster, blanket. If you have nothing at all and you're like, oh, what am I going to do? You could do fish pose. Okay, you do another bridge pose. But what I'm doing is I'm going to lie over this. Now, I want it to be in my upper back. So it's kind of like under my shoulder blades. I would like my head to touch down. I don't want my head hanging. It's really uncomfortable. My arms extend. One way I know it's in the right position, it's sort of like that whatever is under me is really close to my armpit. You extend your legs and breathe. Maybe you're doing fish pose or bridge. Some of you are very open. Maybe you're coming into a full-on wheel pose, which is a back bend. Breath in. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale. Should feel really nice, very open. I forgot to mention that towels work as well. And everyone's got a towel, so alrighty. So we're going to release, bend your knees, roll on out, release the block, the bolster, the blanket, whatever you have, just bring it to the side. And then we are looking at the time, we're gonna come to the pose I was telling you about. So you're coming to sitting. Now, you could sit on a block, you could sit on a bolster, just kind of see, because I actually don't, that works wonderfully. Okay, I don't usually use it. Here I have my meditation cushion, awesome. And okay, my sisters are so funny. They're doing yoga with me every day. I do yoga daily on Facebook and streaming, and they're there every day. And they have like all the props that I have. Like they saw my meditation cushion. Like, where do we order that from? So I have everything. They're like little copycats. It's wonderful. Like, it's so cool. They're like totally outfitted. Okay, so here we go. Heel and heel. So if you're like, what? I can't do that. Sit anyway. It works. Sit anyway. Okay. So what I have here, I don't know how well you can see. I have heel, 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 and pelvic floor, the center of my body. Okay, heel, heel, lining up with pelvic floor. Another little trick is you need 2 blocks though, is to support your knees, 2 blocks. Okay. So as you're here, heel, heel, sits bones down, your arms are straight. And you bring thumb to index finger, okay? Palms are facing up. You're not like straightening, you're not curling your fingers in. They're somewhere in the middle. There's some energy that goes in. Your arms are straight. Your back is straight. Now this pose, I'm gonna come closer in so I can really talk through it. Oh, you can hear me, I forget. You can hear me really well. So then if I come back, you can see me. The pose is called Siddha. Well, there's 2 names. For men, the pose is called Siddhasana, S-I-D-D-H-A, Siddhasana, Siddhasana, it's fast. For women, it's called Asana. And it's the same pose for us. And it is called, the English translation, there's 2 of them. One is called the Adept's pose. One is called the Accomplished pose. Because when you do this, you feel rather accomplished. Your back feels upright, I hope. You feel like the yogi that you are, we are perpetually becoming, that we are. Breathing in, exhale brings you to the present moment, the accomplished pose. It has to do with creativity. It has to do with, like creative impulse. It has to do with being present, living the life of a yogi, and feeling with practice, with discipline, that we can harness the mind, that the mind can be present. I think we all have, there's always something, right? There's always some worry, some concern. Right now, there's a lot of concern. When I come into Siddha Yoni Asana, or if some of you Siddha Yoni Asana or Siddha Asana, I can be present. My mind can be perfectly at ease, at peace. Take 3 more breaths here. I'm going to ask you to reverse your leg crossing. Some of you have to stretch out your legs, and for others, you just reverse, and we'll do just a few rounds of breath here. We won't stay as long as we did on the other side. Thumb to index finger is also very beautiful. This is the Gyan Mudra. Gyan means wisdom, right? So the Gyan Mudra is about the Gyan Mudra. Sorry, I got distracted. To stand up, got distracted. I heard a sound. It is symbolic of union. Like, I am not alone. You are not alone. If you live solo, you're not alone. It may feel like you're alone. You're not alone. This is about how each of us have occupied a space in the fabric of life. We're all connected. We are together. One more breath. Exhale. Release. Stretch out your legs. Yay. You're going to come to Shavasana, the last 5 minutes of the session. So that pose is very powerful. And for some, it like makes your back ache. Then you have to make changes. It is actually a more advanced pose, believe it or not, because what it asks of you, it asks us to let go of all the internal chaos and come to this place of peace. Let go of feeling alone and feel this universal connection to each other, to earth, to life. So it's very powerful. As you come to lying on your backs, take a moment to feel comfortable. Really important to feel comfortable. And as you feel comfortable, whether it means you have your little blanket, I don't know what you have, what makes you feel comfortable. You're going to exhale and release the weight of your body. The very physical weight of your body releases to the earth. And in doing that, you're going to feel lightness come over you. I would like you to feel that you are surrounded by the color green. Today we go, no matter where you're at, we're going to go to an emerald forest. We're going to go to a Pacific Northwest forest. Even though I think a lot of the forests, I don't know if they're closed or not, the trails, but we are going to go, and we're going to be in the Olympics. And I want you to imagine yourself as you lie here surrounded by green, and you're going to see green, every shade of green, every shade of green. Green is the color of the heart chakra. It's a color in yoga, it's the color of love. It's the color of nature, nature as we know it to be healing. It's the color that is easy on the optic nerve. Here in this forest, you see the light green of the moss growing on the trees. And the moss makes the trees look bearded at times. It's so beautiful, you are tempted to touch the moss, to feel it. At first, when you walk on this path in this forest, the first thing you notice are the smells around you, the smell of earth, the smell of the pine resin, the smell of the moisture in the air in this rainforest, the smell of freshness, the smell of oxygen. the smell of pine needles turning into soil. As you walk on this path, you notice how quiet it is. Well, at first it seems quiet. Then you accustom to the sounds of the forest and you hear different sounds. You tune in, you hear the drip, drip, drip of the raindrops falling off the trees, the raindrops from last night's rain. As you walk, you hear a grouse moving her wings, protecting her young this time of year. As you walk, you hear your own soft footfall on this path that is made of thousands, no, millions of pine needles, forming a soft, solid path beneath you. You notice the wind moving through the trees. You hear the sound. You hear a distant brook, the sound of water coursing through. You notice the light. All your senses are alive right now. You notice the light of the forest. The light is muted as it comes through the canopy of the trees, but you notice a ray of concentrated light streaming in from an opening in the canopy. You walk right into this streaming ray of light, and you stand for a moment bathed in this ray of light. You feel translucent. You feel transparent. You feel illuminated from the inside out. And you step out of the ray, and you feel that you carry that luminescence with you. We're going to deepen the breathing. You're back in your home. You're back on your mat, but you carry the green in your heart. You carry the luminescence around you, inside of you. As you gradually are going to make your way to sitting,